Hello everyone and welcome back to UK Survival. My name's Pete and today what we're going to be doing is making some char cloth. I've got a course going on tomorrow and one of the sessions they want to be doing is learning how to make fibre using char cloth. So what I'm doing now is show you the process of which I'm going to do. Okay then, so to make char cloth, excuse all the stuff in the garden, the kids have been playing around, you need cotton. Yeah, so some sort of t-shirt and things like that, so that needs to be 100% cotton. My kids are growing out of the baby grows, so well I've just checked on the baby grow labels and they are 100% cotton. So with this, I've cut it down to about inch squares. Yeah, so just over an inch squares, you can see there, and I've just cut up a whole load of baby grows. And out of that I've got around about 60 squares out of 2 baby grows. So that's quite handy. So that's the first stage you need to be able to do is have 100% cotton. Bandanas, anything like that, sort of bandanas, shmargs, t-shirts. So I always carry some sort of cotton material inside my kit. Might be a spare t-shirt, or it could be a shmarg or bandana or something which I know is 100% cotton. Because the main thing is the first fire is always the hardest fire to make. Once you make that first fire, you can then make char cloth. So all it needs then is a little spark from a ferrous rod or a spark from a flint and steel. Yeah, so where's a bit of flint? I had some flint, there we go. Yeah, so if you find some flint laying around and you've got a steel or something steel which you can make a spark out of and break this down to actually make a feasible size, sort of on there, it just needs a cold spark to actually ignite it. So that's what's really handy about char cloth. You make that one fire and then you can make fires for ages. And you can reuse the char cloth again and again and again. You can rip pieces off and get really good sort of stuff out of it. So that's the first phase. Then you need some sort of metal container to make the char cloth in. So we went down to Hobbycraft yesterday to buy some fabric for my wife and she's come across these metal tins. This is a celebration of 80 years of making Let's Stick Together sellotape. And it had one reel of sellotape inside it, and it's got a nice round metal tin which fits together quite securely. £1.50 for the sellotape and a tin. I always need sellotape, so having a tin on top of that is really handy. So I've got 2 of these tins. So all you need to do is place your cotton material inside of the tin. Not too much, because if you put too much material inside the tin, it wouldn't go. Because what you're going to do is slowly burn this cotton inside there, inside the tin. But if you do it like this, it wouldn't work properly. So you need to make sure it's got some sort of air hole to allow the gases to expand, or if not, it just overheats and sort of causes and blows up and does all sorts of stuff inside the fire. So I've got a trusty hammer and a screwdriver. All I'm going to do is just in the centre of the tin, just smack a hole straight through the top of the lid. Yeah, so here we go, in the centre of the tin, or hammer. Here we go, nice hole in the top of the lid. I'll do the same the other one, in the centre, and another hole. So I've got my 2 tins, just going to put some more char cloth inside the tin. Let's get some other cotton in there, not too much, so let's get loads to go. Hey presto. So I've got my 2 tins of char cloth now. I've got some spare char material, so once I finish those ones, I'll start the process again and make some more char cloth. Ooh. Ooh, that's a lovely piece. Okay, so what I'm using today is just a very small and cheap Webtex fire steel or ferrous rod. It's cost £5 and it says it's good for 300 or 3,000 strikes. So we'll see what happens. I'm doing nothing fancy on my fire today. I'm just using a bit of birch bark in the centre. I'm using some cotton wool because I want to get this over and done with. The main point of today is building this, getting this char cloth. So let's just get these balls just shoved in there. If I fluff this one up, just make it so it catch the spark a little bit better. And all I'm going to do is shove that inside there. And there's nothing fancy today. Let's get this back off. Let's get this black stuff off. There we go. There we go. We're up. Well, not too bad. First strike. It worked. Let's get all that in there. The method I like doing for fires is a little box fire. Yeah, so I build up boxes up so it gets some oxygen coming through. I just seem to quite like it. I think it works. Got the tins on top of the barbecue on the heat, and they'll start cooking the cloth inside there, and the excess gases will come out of the top of the tin. The main thing is when you're charring material is not to allow the stuff to ignite inside it, because if it ignites inside it, you're going to burn all your char cloth and go out and smoke in one foul swoop. So you want to get it hot, but you want to get it too hot, so I'll be moving around on the top just so I don't actually set fire to the tin itself. Okay, you can see the excess smoke coming from outside of the tin, which is what you want. You want the oxygen to come out to allow the char cloth material inside to actually slowly char through. So this is working really, really well. Okay, so they've been on there for about 20 odd minutes now, so it's time to take them off. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug the holes. So I don't want them to cool down too quickly and actually cause a fire to go. So we're going to find some sort of little stick, I'm going to shove inside the top of the hole, and then we're going to take them off and allow them to cool down naturally. Okay, so they're now off the fire, so we're going to leave them there for about 10 minutes to cool down, and then we're going to slowly open them up, not to allow too much gas or oxygen to come in there, just in case we ignite them again. Yeah, so that is the most thing you've got to be careful of when you do take them off, is because they are still quite hot, they're quite volatile if they surface straight away, but you can put them out, just dab them down. So we're going to leave them for 10 minutes and we'll come back and have a look. Okay, so they've been sitting down for a few minutes now, so we're going to, yeah, there, yeah, I can touch them now, yeah, so that's good, yeah, so they're cooled right down, so we're going to take the little bungs out, and then we're going to slowly open it up, and then we'll see if we've successfully made some char cloth out of these tins. Here we go. So some of it has charred, some of it hasn't fully charred, and we've got some nice char cloth at the very bottom of the tin. So that's one of the tins, and that's our second tin. Yeah, so we've got some nice char in the bottom there. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to get a little ferro rod out again and just show you what these actually like to light up. Okay, so the char cloth's made, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of cloth. Because it's charred now, it should just rip up quite easily. Yeah, so I'm going to take a little square, which is just there. Yeah, oh, a bit more. Here we go, so it's ripping up quite easy. Got my char cloth, put that on the floor. Now, let's put it a bit where you can actually see it. Is it zoomed in? Yeah, it's zoomed in fully. Yeah, and all I'll do, I'll just take my little mini ferro rod, give that a quick strike, if I can get it to work. Here we go. There we go. So one little strike there. Oh. Try and get it to focus. Oh, it's getting a bit hot. There we go. So one little strike there, and this is going really, really well. It's getting quite hot now. It's getting quite hot to hold. You put that. Oh, ouch! This inside your bit of tinder, and you got fire so easy. So you don't have to worry about trying to get dry tinder or anything over there. Little bit of little spark. Could be a cold spark. Could be a warm spark like the ferro rod. And now I've got myself some tinder. Look at. Nice and easy. That's it. Okay, so thanks for watching, everyone. I say we turned an old baby grow into some char cloth today. So this is good, nice and sealed bag, ready to be used another day, and plenty of fires inside that, and will keep you going for quite some time. Now then, because they're tins, reuse the tins again, and then I can make some more. And there's always cotton clothes. If you haven't struggled to use your own stuff, you always go to charity shops for 20p. You can pick something like this up as well. So that's it. That's it for me. Hope you enjoyed this little video, a little tutorial maybe for someone, or other little knowledge coming through. But just remember, it's better to be one with the wilderness than to fight and struggle. Until the next video, bye for now. I'm quite impressed with this. For £4.99, Webtex, this sort of striker, nice and small. If you just want to get a few of these for your scout group or groups and not costing a lot of money, it does put up a really weird spark. Yeah, once you get it going, what can I say? Once you get it going, yeah, so once you get it going, you do actually give a fairly decent spark. It's not the best one in the world, but for a £5, try and get one more, shall we? Hey, never mind, it's a £5.